So you said you wanted to tear it apart.
Yeah.
Like,
so
why did you want to tear it apart, and why did you not tear it apart?
I wanted to tear this thing apart because of the promo shot with the female Joker.
Yeah,
I was like,
okay.
oh man, I'm gonna have so much ammunition. I was like, you can't make Joker female, it's Harley Quinn. But then I'm like, and then she's 40, 50 years old.
Yeah.
I'm like, Harley Quinn is like 20.
Yeah.
So
That was
yeah,
bizarre.
I picked apart the promo shot long before I ever picked apart the episode, but unfortunately, the episode was actually decent.
I was actually kind of surprised too, because I felt the same way, and we had
Mm-hmm.
talked about it before, that we saw that, and I remember when I showed you, I was like, girl Joker. And,
Yes.
and both of us were really pissed.
We were like, no!
But after the fact, watching it, it's actually, like, because they don't focus on her, she's not another iteration of the Joker, like,
She's
what's his
just-
name was? Jerome?
Jerome, yeah.
I wanted to say Gerard.
Which, Jerome was a good Joker. Like,
Yeah.
his personality, I mean, it was perfect. He encompassed, I think, a lot of Mark Hamill's personality with a little bit of his own.
Yeah.
But, like, I've definitely got the Hamill feel.
Oh, yeah.
But, you know, one thing, to have some negatives about this episode, the one thing I didn't like about her was she was trying so hard to be Heathy without being Joker.
Yep.
And, you know, like, grabbing the gun and pointing it at her head. And
That,
you know,
and like the gestures I felt when she was in the interrogation room was kind of
Mhm.
similar, and her conversation with Gordon felt the same. And so
yeah,
I was
like,
just
what time is it? You
Yeah.
know? Yeah, it's like, come on,
that
guys,
part in
be
particular
original.
too. Yeah, I was just like,
be original, guys.
well, he's he's probably dead by now. He could be in one piece or several. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
okay, that's good.
Yeah,
But,
exactly. So that was a little bit annoying.
Yeah. But at least
But-
it wasn't like they tried to make her a Joker. Because I felt like, I don't know, based on stuff that I had read before, maybe I
Yeah.
can find stuff like articles to put in here for this thing, but they had said that after Jerome died, that was going to, and then like they hinted at that in that episode when he died. If you haven't seen that, sorry.
Spoiler alert!
Spoiler alert.
Jerome
Jerome's
dies.
dead.
And then, like, really
It shows
bad way,
everybody
too.
like taking on that personality.
Yeah.
And so they was gonna lead into like we don't know like who the Joker is,
Which
so
they
it travels.
could still bring him back with the whole Hugo Strange storyline.
Okay.
So then the next thing that I didn't like was the Selena training Bruce.
Yeah.
You and I've talked about that.
Yeah.
Because, like, I'm okay with the idea of Ra's al Ghul training Bruce and then Bruce having to kind of take down Ra's al Ghul in the
Right.
end. I'm okay with that because it plays into the whole Talia al Ghul thing,
Right.
kind of, you know, plays into all of that stuff. But to have... Now, I've always felt like Selena knew who Batman was and just didn't care.
Yeah.
But I just don't... I don't like the idea of her being the one to train him.
No.
But with that said, I did like the idea. I did like the fact that they were finally getting him out of the manor.
Oh,
and
yeah.
like, okay, he's gonna go learn.
That he
He's gonna
decided
go
that
learn this
the only
stuff.
way to learn the criminal element was actually to be inside the criminal element, which is cool. I did like
Yeah,
that.
that was a cool, like, a very, very Batman-esque
Yeah.
conversation.
I really thought going into this I thought I was gonna hate it.
This was the best episode yet.
It really was
of the show.
because the previous two were awful.
Yeah, because I really felt like Gordon needed a Batman at that point because it's like Gordon felt like Gordon was always 1 to 2 steps behind.
Yeah.
And he felt like he was struggling, and it felt more Gotham, you
Yeah.
know, to use that word.
Yeah. That's my favorite iteration of everything is the animated series because
Yeah,
I feel
that's
like
kinda
they
what I
explain
go-
everything. Yeah.
That's what I kind of go to as well.
Yeah. But
That and Batman and Robin. It's the best Batman movie ever made.
oh yeah, hands down. Absolutely.
That is like canon and that is golden.
That's it. Yeah, it's Batman and Robin. That's the good one. The rest of them are all terrible.
If you've never seen a Batman movie,
Start with Batman and Robin, work backwards.
Exactly.
Because that's the order in which they go good to bad.
Yeah.
God, dude. I actually saw that in theaters. That was like a birthday thing. And I remember actually really enjoying it. So congratulations to Joel Schumacher and everybody else who made that movie to target kids and market toys because it worked. And I bought a
target
bunch
kids'
of the
birthday
toys.
parties.
Yep, it worked on me. I had the toys from the movie. The Riddler, side note, is also tied for my favorite
Nice.
villain. Yeah, it's tied with Mr. Freeze. So
Sweet.
yeah.
Speaking of which, in this episode, I like the Riddler personality question mark
forgot
coming
about
up.
that. Yeah.
Yes,
I thought that was cool.
That
and
was
he seems
cool.
to be getting more villainous as it goes along. I like how he's like paranoid and like he's becoming more Riddlery. And
Yeah, which is like a lot more reclusive and
Yeah.
just kind of like stay out of my way.
The thing that I really enjoyed was when he asks Gordon where they've come on the Kringle investigation, and Gordon's like, "Oh, dude, I haven't thought about it. Like, I got all this other stuff going on, but I'll let you know as soon as you find out." And he walks off and he's like, "Yeah, I'm sure you'll let me know. You're like plotting against me. You're trying to catch me at every turn." And so I was like, "Dude, that's exactly like some kind of horrible narcissist. Like he thinks it's all about him." And we like talked about. We'll take it down the list.
Okay, let's just start with the show in
general. Yeah. So character wise, how do you feel about how they've done? Like everybody, who's your favorite? Or like who do you think is done the best? Who do you think has done the worst? Let's start off with that. Really simple.
I think the best character that they've created right now, save for Jerome's version of the Joker.
Yes.
I think it's tied between Hugo Strange and Oswald Cobblepot.
Okay.
Maybe a three-way tie because I really like Edward Nygma. I think those three are probably the best characters they've done so far.
That are in the sense that they're closest to their comic iterations? Or,
yeah.
Yeah.
Or like I can see them turning into their comic iterations.
Okay. I would agree with that. I would also say that save for his lack of a like hardcore accent, I like the way they've done Bullock. I think that he would be pretty cool if they would give him that accent where he's constantly calling people commish and like he's got like a throwing around attitude, like doesn't really care about stuff.
He kind of does have a little bit of that attitude, but I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
How about your worst character? Like the one that you're just like, seriously, I'm gonna shoot myself if they use him again. Or put a batarang in your heart.
They're all so bad. I'm going to stick with the episodes that I came back to watch, as before I mentioned that one of my favorite characters is Mr. Freeze. I'm going to stick with Mr. Freeze because I feel like they really botched all of his origin. So
I would agree. My least favorite is Victor Zsasz.
Yeah. You mean Agent 47.
Yeah. And the Victor Zsasz thing was like, I was excited when they were going to bring him in. I was like, oh, this will be interesting.
He fits, right?
Right, yeah. I was like, this will be interesting.
Yeah.
And then they bring him in as kind of a hitman, and I'm like, okay.
Who works for, like, the crime family.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
What's next?
If that's the case, how do you feel like they can improve on what they've done?
Well, aside from canceling the show, which they're not doing because it was renewed for season 3.
They're doing the opposite of that.
Yeah, they're renewing it. Yay. Let's all give it a golf clap. I think what they need to do is they need to... Here, from my perspective, it looks like they went and they changed a couple things up in the first season, and then they realized it, and then just said, screw it. And they just, like, completely redid everything.
Yeah.
What they need to do is kind of jump on this latest episode and realize, like, okay, what we just did there was good. Like, you know, we told a good story, we used a regular guy, you know, all this kind of stuff. Yeah. Because they have a really unique opportunity, because this is, I think what their problem is they're trying to say, well, we don't want to make another, you know, crime show. And the way I look at it is like, the difference between that is your crime show is set in a fictional world. So you can get a little bit sci-fi in there, but you don't have to just go
it doesn't
completely
have to be like all the way like they've done.
Yeah.
Calling your seasons like Wrath of the Villains and
exactly, because it's like what like Gordon
Here
never
Come the
did.
Villains.
Yeah, it's like Gordon never did anything.
Yeah.
And then concentrate, like, because they have a really cool opportunity with Gotham to show me the villain before they're the villain.
Yeah,
like, and that's
you
what I
don't
was
have
really
to fall
hoping.
back on all the tropes of being the villain already.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and like that's what I was hoping for with Mr. Freeze was that they would introduce me to Nora, introduce me to Victor. We've never actually heard any form of dialogue in the comic books from Nora. Like,
That's
she's
true.
always been an ice block,
Yeah.
you know, that Victor talks to. So it's like, it would have been really cool to have maybe met the Freeze family before she got sick.
And they're actually happy.
Yeah, like before she got sick. And maybe Victor was helping out police or, you know, something along those lines. And maybe what ends up happening is they fight a Freeze villain of some kind. Who maybe he's not using freeze bombs or whatever, but his MO is locking people in a freezer or, you know, doing something like that kind of gets the without really getting them flowing because she's not sick yet, kind of gets the juices flowing inside of Victor's mind. And then they show, you know, they have an episode where Nora gets sick and then he's like, I wonder if I could do what this guy did to freeze somebody, and then, you know, stuff like that. And then that's kind of where that whole story goes.
See, I think that would have been a good way to have done what they just did.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to take the character and go in like a semi-traditional origin, I think that would be the way to do it.
Exactly.
I think they could still work in like maybe have Victor be a witness to some kind of spring of robberies that happened in the corporate environment where he works with GothCorp.
Mm-hmm.
And if he's a scientist, he's already like a cryogeneticist. Is it cryogeneticist or cryogenicist?
I think it's a cryogenicist.
Okay, I need to look that up, and I'm gonna plaster it right when I say that.
The other thing I really want to see too is I want to see Sionis, because
Yeah, he got the weird version of like his dad.
yeah, his dad kind of had this whole mask fetish thing, and then he gets killed. Sorry, spoiler alert.
It wasn't a great episode.
It really wasn't.
You're not missing anything.
It's like episode 2.
He wears like kabuki masks. It's really weird.
Yeah, and he dies in episode 2 of season 2. So it's not like you missed that much.
You and I talked about at some point them having like a time jump and jumping
Yeah.
into like.
I think next season would be a good idea for them to do a time jump and start introducing us. Maybe end season 3 with this, you know, shadowy vigilante that's coming out, you know? Because then you can take it into season 4, 5, 6, 7, however long you want to go, and turn it into a show you and I were talking about called Gotham that focuses on the city, and Gordon and Bullock and all these people, even Batman, are all just side characters, and the city is the main character.
Yeah.
You know, and so you do a show like that, I think that would really strengthen the show. I think it'd be cool. I mean, because then you can get to web extras where it's like after the episode you can go on to DC's website, or Gotham can make a website and they can have like news stories that go
like
up every
follow-ups.
week. That's like, you know, Gotham news, and it's just like, you know, the Belanti joke was funny.
What did I?
You guys missed that one yesterday.
Yeah, because what we're planning to do.
We have a pitch for Greg Berlanti.
Is we're gonna tell him that we want to see Nightwing or
the Red Hood.
the Red Hood in a TV show.
That he does, because he does his shows right.
Yes, and so what our plan is to bring this to fruition is to send him, like, find his personal email and send him an email every day, every week. What did we say?
Every week.
Hour.
Every 5 minutes. Just when he gets done reading the first one, bam, there's the second one. And then they've also mentioned, like, when Felicity gets paralyzed, sorry, spoiler alert.
Yeah.
You've
ruined it. You've ruined it for everyone who watches just to see what happens to Felicity.
I know. Felicity. She's full of Felicity. Anyway.
Shaking my head. Disappointment.
Disappointed!
Arrow says that he wants to call her Oracle, but it's already taken, which
so we know that's
assumes that Batman exists. Plus, then, now that the crossover with Flash and Supergirl's happening, they have to acknowledge the existence of Superman and Martian Manhunter, which obviously means Batman has to exist now. So they're opening up their world for plenty of stuff.
I think it's going to be interesting to see
for plenty of stuff.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Hopefully they decide to do something that fixes this, but if not, then
yes.
whatever.
If not, then we'll have many more episodes.
And we'll have other TV shows to watch. So, the only thing I will say is, I think there's a comment thing. I'll make a comment thing. If you feel the same way, or if you feel other ways.
Or if you think we are out of line.
Yeah. Please say something.
Like, and defend it. Like, don't just be like, you guys are so wrong. The show's so good. Like, okay, well, tell us why you think the show is good.
Please don't just comment and call us dickheads and not give us a reason. Like, if you're gonna say something bad, say why. That's all we did the entire time.
Like,
we
gave you guys reasons, so that's all we ask for in return.
Yeah.
Like, I hate it when people criticize someone's opinion and they're just like, you're wrong because I think it's good.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, why do you think it's good? Tell me why you think it's wrong.
Or don't. Or just call us anything and, whatever.
Yeah, you could call us jerks and we'll just,
We might respond back. We probably won't. This is going to be posted on, you can either tweet the blog, which is at SS Scrutiny Blog, or you can email, which I think it's silverscreenscrutinyblog@gmail.com. And then comment on Twitter and share it if you like it, or badmouth it if you don't like it, and still share it.
And give it to Greg, because we want Berlante to hear this.
Tell him how much we love him. Send our love to him. And let him know that we're supporting the shows that he's working on.
We'll be at his next shoot.
Yep, just holding signs. Say go Berlanti.
We love Berlanti.
Team Berlanti. Hashtag Team Berlanti.
You should do that when you post this up there. Just post it.
Hashtag
Team Berlanti.
I will do that. When I tweet this out, that it's posted. He's going to get it.
Oh, that'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
I gotta go follow you on Twitter. So
we'll rally around
that way I
Team
can
Berlanti.
You tweet that out and then I can
go
and tweet it out and just be like, tell all my friends, just tweet this at hashtag Team Berlanti.
Hashtag Team Berlanti. Tell him how much you want him to take over Gotham. Tell him how much you love what he's doing. But cool beans, man. All right. So I guess that does it. We might do another one. We might not do another one.